We are good to go. Hello everyone, Rituro here with another episode of Blue and White, my video review, video diary, let's play of Football Manager 2014, specifically with the Vancouver Whitecaps in Major League Soccer. Got some updates for you in this episode 50. It is episode 50 of Blue and White. My goodness, we've lasted a half century and enjoyed every step of it. Thank you to all of you out there who have tuned in either live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Rituro, or on YouTube, youtube.ca/SteelSwords to watch all the action unfold. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy what we've got today in episode 50. For starters, an update on my building of Mexico's U23 squad for Copa America. I realized I had forgotten something very, very important. Staff. So I went on a mass hiring spree and picked up Andres Araño, getting a Canadian in as my assistant coach. Dan Kennedy, we finally found out what happened to Dan Kennedy. He retired and is now coaching, and he is now my U23 goalkeeping coach. Jaime Lozano, Carlos Ochoa, Pedro Silva, Jorge Ruscanga, Adrian Gil, Adam Rochstein, and Michael Shannon round out the squad. So a very strong Mexican presence on the coaching side. One Canadian is my assistant coach, 2 Americans on the physio, and a Mexican as the physio. It's a good balance of abilities here. Looking at the abilities for the staff, you've got some people specialize in attack, specialists in defense, a specialist in fitness, and of course Dan Kennedy on the goalkeeping front. Some tactical know-how as well from my U23, so very happy with the way this is looking. There we are. Good. So we should, in theory, we should be looking a lot better for getting U23s in their correct position for the Copa America. However, you notice there are some missing players here. None of my goalkeepers are here because they've all been called up to the U20 World Cup, as have 5 members of the Vancouver Whitecaps, including young Dominic Gantar, again getting called up to international duty. What a great career he has ahead of him. Tiernan Hart, Angelo Carmelo Fletcher, Sam Adekugbe, and Stefan Felbab, also from Vancouver, joining the U20 squad. Other professional players, Callum Ferguson from Inverness CT over in Scotland, Paul Haber currently with the Montreal Impact, trying to see if there's any other playing professionally. Adrian Garcia over at the Montreal Impact. The rest are all playing semi-pro or non-league, generally not important. But let's take a look at the groups for the U20 World Cup. Canada in Group D, drawn against Italy, Paraguay, and Saudi Arabia, which we went over last time in episode 49. It's going to be interesting whether or not we can really get that result against, or the result against Saudi Arabia, and we need a result against Paraguay to offset what will probably be a loss at the hands of Italy. So we're hoping for good things from the U20 World Cup. Best of luck to the Whitecaps, the young Whitecaps, off on a journey of a lifetime, no doubt. Meanwhile, back in Major League Soccer, the coaching carousel has already begun to spin. Ryan Nelson has been fired by Toronto FC. In fact, he was fired after we beat them 3-1, but we'll get to that in a second. Greg Berhalter, Frank Gallup, and Dom Kinnear are also predicted to be at the front of the sack race. Thomas Rongen is actually favored to take over, as well as Martin Rennie and John Hackworth. Over in LA, Steve Nicol has been fired, so the post-Bruce Arena era for LA has not been a good one, as Nicol also is out the door. However, interestingly about the LA job, I was actually offered a job interview. I, of course, swiftly declined that because in no way am I leaving the Whitecaps, because this series is called Blue and White, and why would I ever leave? But there might be one reason for me to leave, though, and that gets us to our first match highlight here, following our, following our ouster from the North American Champions League, losing in the final 1-0, 2-0 on aggregate to Cruz Azul. We then went away to CenturyLink Field and got stomped, absolutely destroyed by Seattle 3-0 in a Cascadia Cup derby match. It was not a good day at the office for anyone. Let's take a look. No shots on goal. 0 shots on goal. Absolutely atrocious day at the office. Not a match I was happy with at all. First from penalty spot, Elano makes it 1-0 in the 45th minute, actually just before halftime. And then things just unraveled further in the second half. 49th minute, AJ De La Garza throws it in and gets it back. Then to Ozzy Alonso, finds Elano. Obafemi Martins now, back to Elano. Finds De La Garza on the overlap. A good cross to Dempsey's off the post. Martins follows up, and Kenny Cooper puts it in the back of the net to make it 2-0 for the Sounders. They're loving it at the C-Link. Or the Clink, as some people pronounce it. But Seattle were not done there. Eric Zavaleta goes forward here. It's snuffed out by Kleber, but his clearance is a poor one and goes straight to Valdez. Carlos Valdez plays it forward, and now Kenny Cooper is past two men, and his cross finds a wide-open Clint Dempsey from a very tight angle. Deuce still manages to finish it. His 100th career league goal to make it 3-0 for Seattle. Not fun at all. Now, we would end up losing the next match that would immediately follow, as our fixtures are just coming in fast and furious. Thankfully, it was not enough to overturn our aggregate. 3-2 is the win. Here is the final result for Vancouver. We move on to the finals of the Voyageurs Cup. Thank goodness. I would have been livid if we had not gone on to the Voyageurs Cup. Marco Di Vaio with a brace here. We're going to see his goal first. Off the throw in Adekugbe to Tybert. Map, however, intercepts the ball intended for Holt, and back the other way go Montreal. Felipe in midfield is tackled by Alderson, but Map is quick to recover. Miller to Map. Back to Felipe. Miller goes long. Only as far as Borjan, though. Nobody else to get on the end of it. Borjan quickly clears it. But his ball is again snuffed out. Map doing very well on the right side of the pitch for Montreal. And he does well to pick out Di Vaio, who's onside, beats Borjan. That is the first goal. And that makes it 2-1 on aggregate. Vancouver would respond not very long after that. Hart to Maddox. Back to Hart. Hart charges into the area, crosses, saved by Cronin, but the rebound from Tybert trickles over the line. That makes it 3-1. That's enough to get the away goal. Montreal would attempt to make something happen. As the rain comes down at Stade Saputo, Di Vaio would get his second. But that's as close as Montreal would come. Nothing would happen in the second half. And Vancouver survives 3-2 to go to the championship. And can you believe it? FC Edmonton have taken out Toronto FC 4-4 on away goals. My goodness. So that's how it will end, or that's how it will be in the finals. A West Coast Voyageurs Cup again. Vancouver and Edmonton. And that will be the featured match today, is the first leg of the Voyageurs Cup. But before we have that, we have a little bit of morale to boost here. Toronto, no doubt wanting to redeem themselves somewhat, get the absolute opposite of that, with Nick Noble actually getting the start here, our new signee, or trade, our new cap, let's call him our new cap, getting his first start between the sticks for the Whitecaps in a 3-1 win. Not a good day at the office for Noble necessarily, but thankfully, they managed to overcome it. A bad giveaway here off a restart by Noble, and Patrice Bernier picks the corner. 1-0 Toronto in the 19th minute. However, that would be as close as Toronto would come. It would be the only lead Toronto would have. As in the 39th minute, Rio Coker intercepts a throw-in. Estrella at the edge of the box, can't do anything with it, but Rio Coker is there to follow up. Rio Coker then picks out Hume. Back to Estrella, back to Hume, and Ian Hume puts the ball past Willis. Thank you very much, Mr. Hume. 1-1. We are all even. In the 53rd minute now, Rio Coker, who in real life has been traded to Chivas for Mauro Rosales, sets up Kyle Porter. And Porter puts away his own rebound, scoring his first goal of the season and making it 2-1 Vancouver. And then from the spot, to finish it off, Johnny Leverone taking the spot kick. Getting his first of the season. That's how it ended. 3-1 Vancouver, which definitely helps the morale. A long overdue win for this side. And hopefully we can get another one as we go to Clark Stadium for the first leg of the Voyageurs Cup. So let's see how this ends up here. I'm predicting good things. I mean, yeah, Edmonton managed to get through Toronto, but so what? Anybody can. Alright, let's see what we can do here. We've got what should be a decent squad here. Hume, Mane, Estrella, and Clark. Kofi, Rokoko, Kleber, Demerit, Schuler, and Badischer. Do we need to make any changes there? Holt, Hart. I think we're going to throw Hart in for Estrella. Just give Estrella a bit of a rest. Curry's not quite back from his injury yet, or else I'd put him in for sure. Adekugbe. Actually, Adekugbe for Kleber. Yeah, let's do that. Whoops, what happened there? Adekugbe for Kleber, please. Not Alderson. No, Mr. Alderson. You can go back in there. Adekugbe, please, for Kleber. There we go. I know how to press buttons. Sure I do. The more Canadian content on the field. Good. All right. We will proceed to the match. First leg of the Voyageurs Cup final. The winner over 2 legs goes to Champions League as the Canadian representative, and I would like to do that again, please and thank you. I'll keep an eye on these forwards, not predicting they will do much, though. Alright, everybody, I am expecting us to do well here. Noble will get the chance to prove himself here in net. Hopefully he will be up to the task. Good start here from Edmonton, but it's quickly intercepted. Eddie's looking for a way through here. Hertel can't get past Badischer. Good tackle, no call. Hume to Badischer. Inside to Alderson. To Kofi now. Kofi and Alderson playing 1-2. Hart. Hume finds Clark. It's saved by Wilson, but he's offside. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. I'm actually going to swap players here. Alderson and Kofi, I think, are backwards. Noble with the restart. Ah, yes, they were backwards. Good, that helps. Hart, looking for Mane, comes back to Hart. Hart's cross for Hume, tight angle. Side netting. He got the shot away, just not on target. Vancouver looking for an early goal here. 12th minute, they might get another chance at it. Mane. Kofi now to Hart. Hart to Hume. Hume's shot is either deflected or... No, it was saved, actually. Good save there by Wilson. Hume's cross now, headed out by Lang. Still Vancouver deep in the Edmonton third. Schuler for Alderson. Schuler tries to get into Clark to Mane. Shot is blocked. Badischer retains possession. Kofi into the area. Looks centrally for either Hume or Clark. Can't find either, and Smith puts the ball out to touch. Lang now with a corner for Edmonton. Schuler does well to head that. Almost headed it to an Edmonton player, though. That would not have been good. Wazlowski. O'Brien. Holbein to Peterson. O'Brien here. To Wazlowski. Hertel on the left. Back to Lang. Plays in Hertel. Hertel's shot is over the bar. It's Edmonton's second shot of the game. Shots are 4-2 Vancouver. Alderson takes the free kick. Well off target. No booking there for O'Brien. Early yellow would not have been good. Alright, we have managed to shut them down fairly well, but we definitely need to get the ball in the box. Let's hassle the opponents. Alright, that looks good to me. Passionate, keep it up. Oh, whoa, no. Not good. Yeah, I've confused them. Oh, I've confused them so much. Whoops. Oh, what have I done? Not good. Alright, hopefully that confusing halftime speech did not destroy our chances of getting a result here. Mane, Hart, and Kofi. Hart playing centrally, seems to be doing well. Hume to Clark, Caleb Clark, back to Kofi. Hart, Badisher, Kofi, Hart. Alderson and Kofi playing the 1-2 in midfield. This is a good spell of possession here for Vancouver. Not wanting to give anything up. Schuler, Kofi, and Badisher. Looking for a way in here as they pass the ball around. Hart now just opts to run with it up the right. Gives it to Hume. Hume trying to get past Lang. He can't, but it's a penalty. Lance Lang, that may have been a harsh penalty decision. Didn't look like Lang did much there. But regardless, it is Caleb Clark to take it. And Clark scores! Well done, Caleb Clark. 1-0 for Vancouver. And it'll be interesting here to see what effect that has on Edmonton. That did not look like there was anything much. Unless there was a handball in the area, and I didn't see that. And Schuler is in trouble there with a yellow. There's a long throw there from Lang. Headed away. Hertel's shot is high and wide. And now is the time when we begin making substitutions. Leverone on for Schuler. I don't want anybody sent off. Porter on for Mane. And I think Estrella on for Hart. No. Probably Felbab on for Gersh. Yeah. And then we'll swap Alderson and Felbab. Alright, boys. Noble restarts. And Badisher does well to intercept Hertel's header. Kofi to Hart. Looking to chip it forward for Clark, but it was a poorly placed ball. And Schuler heads it on to Hume. Hume to Hart. Hart's shot is wide. Well, worth the effort by Hart, and why not? And there are the substitutions. Kozlowski gets himself a yellow for persistent fouling. And the net result is Vancouver retains possession deep. Clark to Hume. Hume's shot saved again by Wilson. Hume has just not had much luck cracking the keeper here. And his corner is headed away. However, Hume retains possession, gets it out to Felbab, and Felbab from distance tries his luck. That's not going in anytime soon. Porter. Zlowski. Peterson now. To Santa Maria. Santa Maria has found Cabas, and he's got it past Noble. It's an equalizer in the 66th. Edmonton have tied things up 1-1. Very lax defending here, as nobody thought to close down Cabas, and his volley beats Noble. And this is the resilience. Oh, and it's a penalty given away by Hume. What happened there? Show me what happened there. Alright, there's the header. Everone O'Brien. Oh, looks like Hume backed into Santa Maria while heading that away. Ref isn't interested in the decision stands. Well, it looks like the controversial penalties have evened themselves out. And Edmonton, a chance now. And Edson Edward does indeed make it 2-1 for the Eddies. Well, this is certainly this is a very big deal now. Edmonton have taken a lead in the fixture. And Leverone is going to earn himself a yellow. And Alderson is reprimanded. Well, at least Vancouver have an away goal, which will end up now being more crucial than ever, as it looks like Edmonton is going to run out of Clark Stadium with a win in the first leg of the Voyageurs Cup final. I can honestly say I did not see this coming. Perhaps I underestimated Edmonton by going with a weaker lineup here. That was not good. You know what? I'll take some of the blame with that. I definitely confused them with my halftime speech there. But I kind of wanted to see better than that. That was not good at all. Well, my work's going to be cut out for me in episode 51. That is the 50th episode of Blue and White. Pity it could not be a little bit better. Thank you all for watching, though. If you like what you've seen, be sure to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Rituro. Be sure to subscribe to me on YouTube, youtube.ca/SteelSwords. And, of course, you can subscribe or follow me on Twitter at @ThatRituro for all your streaming and Rituro-based needs. So once again, my name is Rituro. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Ugh, that was disgusting.